Right, I'm going to do a little ChatGPT demonstration. There is another ChatGPT demonstration available in the course further on, I think. But I'm going to do one here about the language of an ideal client. So I am going to come up with something off the top of my head that I've just been talking about with my group. And it's something that I kind of wish that I'd done when we started the How People. So I'm gonna pretend that I am me at the time. So right, I am. So bear with me. Okay. I am thinking about. I'm not going to speak because that would be really annoying. Actually, I can't sit here in silence. Basically, you put into ChatGPT what you need and you give it as much information as possible. So I'm thinking about starting a business based around coaching and helping teenage girls with the transition primary, ooh, from primary to secondary school. Um, there are lots of issues at this age, including bullying, including social media, dropping self-esteem, and friendship issues. I am a GP and I see teenagers struggling with these aspects all the time. I am also a mum to a teenage girl. Okay, so I've told ChatGPT, so I'm not logged in. When you log into AI, it builds a memory of what you are asking it. So I'm not logged in just for the case of this demonstration. So I'm thinking about starting a business based around coaching and helping teenage girls with the transition from primary to secondary school. There are lots of issues at this age, including social media, dropping self-esteem, and friendship issues. I'm a GP and I see teenagers struggling with these aspects all of the time. I'm also mum to a teenage girl. Um, could you help me come up with some content for my website? Let's see what it does with this. And then what I always do is say, this needs to be really good. Be really good, please. Thank you. You're also very polite to ChatGPT at all times. So let's see where we go. And it's a bit of an adventure. It's like I use AI like talking to a friend. So somebody who is going to help me bounce ideas. I don't get it to write stuff for me. I get it to extrapolate and bounce ideas. What an amazing and much needed idea. Always gives you a little ego rub. Helping teenage girls navigate the tricky transition from primary to secondary school is such an important mission. Excellent. Given your background as a GP and as a mum, you're in a fantastic position to offer both professional expertise and personal understanding. I can definitely help you brainstorm your content for the website, aiming at creating a welcome, supportive, and informative space. Amazing. So, it's basically like saying to your mate, I've got this idea, what do you think? And your mate going, amazing, love it. Or actually, that's absolutely rubbish, which it does say. So it then gives you some ideas for your website. So we're just using this as an example and we're going to dig into this a little bit more. Okay, so it gives you some headlines supporting teenage girls through life's big transitions, mission statements, calls to action, a brief introduction, capturing attention. So it talks about I need to have an about you page and a services and programs page. So that's pretty fair. So a home page and about you page, which is about me. Services and programs. What am I doing? Individual coaching sessions, group workshops, family coaching, and a dedicated program for social media and self-esteem. Each program section should contain, brilliant. Okay. So like we've just discussed in our group, you can create a course in about 5 minutes on ChatGPT. So we've got to keep the human aspect of everything that we do. So it talks about the challenges, blogs and articles. It's given you some ideas for blogs and articles, and testimonials. So obviously we'd need testimonials and resources. That is a pretty solid website here. Look, it's even giving you FAQs. It said, keep the tone warm and judgmental and approachable. Okay, great. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go into the section which was about the challenges, right? So I'm going to look at these, the challenges, because what we want to do is, right, this is great. Thank you. This is great. Thank you. I am struggling with some of the language to use in my content. I need to do some market research, because we're not avoiding market research here, and speak to some potential parents and teenagers about this. Please, could you help me by pulling together some of the big issues that parents, again, one of the things with how is that we were doing parents, is it the parents or is it the teenagers? So some of the big issues that parents have with this difficult transition time, building on these themes. And then I've cut and pasted the section 4, because those are the things that I want them to pull together. So let's see what they say here. Deep dive into some market research. So they are pulling out the key issues. So if you're dealing with, for example, you're dealing with menopausal women and you want to help them explore holistic ways of supporting themselves through the menopause, you could get some market research from here if you're, whatever your area. So I'm glad you found the outline helpful. Let's do some deep dive into research, pulling out some key issues. So friendship changes, parental concerns, questions for parents. You can do a survey if you want to make it more question and answer based. And maybe if you've had some clients before and you're thinking of sort of changing things up a bit, maybe seeing it as a survey rather than a coaching call might be a way of doing it. How do you feel about your friendship changes? Question for the teens: what's the hardest part about making friends, etc.? How your service might help. So this is your, parents' questions, teens, how your service helps. Social media: what are the parents' concerns? What would be good questions? How does the teen feel? And what support can you offer? Okay. Self-esteem, navigating body image. Now this is breaking down pretty much what we came up with as our course, but without the market research element. So the detail is amazing, and like I say, it's like having an encyclopedia or a library and a bunch of really, really engaged, intelligent, helpful human beings talking to you at the tip of your fingers. We are crazy not to use this in helping us with our businesses, not to write stuff for us. That's not what this is about. Okay. So there's some great stuff here. Academic pressures. Okay. So I'm not going to, you get the drift, but the information is just incredible. How to use this. Okay, great. Right. Okay, great. I am wondering whether it might be a good idea to put together a simple survey to give to some patients about this. Could you combine these aspects above to create a simple survey that will give me the most important information to enable me to maybe really understand the problems my clients face. Okay, so the ChatGPT will now come up with a survey for you. So if you don't want to do it as a coaching call and you don't want to do that, you tell me what's wrong and I tell you what I think, then you could do a survey, I guess. And this has just happened off the top of my head, but I'm just showing you how easy it is to get somebody to help you with this stuff. Okay, so about your teen, what are the social challenges? This is super easy, right? And then you've got some information. So you can put this in a Google form, and you can collate the information in a Google form. I like conversations personally, but this might be another way of doing it. Final thoughts. What's the biggest challenge? Fantastic. Okay, great. Brilliant. So you've got your survey idea. Okay, this is great. This is great. I need to post this. I need to find people. I need to find people to do this survey with me. Please, could you create a series of social media posts for me to use, so that I can attract clients that would be suitable using my own social media feeds. Okay, let's see what it does for that. So it's going to give us, okay, it gives you an image idea. Like, you don't want to just cut and paste this. Okay, it's really obvious when people have just cut and pasted. So tweak whatever you are going to use that has come out of ChatGPT. Be very careful of dashes. If you're somebody that uses emojis, great. But just be mindful that just cutting and pasting is not what I'm suggesting here. Just use it as a framework. So you've got post 1, post 2, that's talking to the parent, post 3, post 4. It's just amazing, isn't it? So, images, and you can do those on Unsplash, or you can use your own images, but Unsplash gives you a whole host of images that you can use. The benefits of participating for post 5, post 6, a reminder to complete the survey, encouraging engagement at post 7, and then it's giving you some hashtags actually already here in each one, and it's changing them. So they're not all the same. So that's amazing. Okay, great. Thank you. You can always expand on these. Could you now write me a short message I can send to my friends and contacts on WhatsApp that explains what I need, please? Let's see if it does it in a more WhatsAppy message. There we go. So it's similar to what I talked about just previously. I'm working on a new project to support teenage girls through the challenging transition from primary to secondary school. I'm creating a coaching program to help with issues like friendship, social media, self-esteem, and school stress. To make sure I'm offering the most helpful support, I like that sentence, I've put together a short survey for parents and teens to fill out. It would mean a lot to me if you could take a few minutes to complete it or pass it on to anyone that might be interested. Here is the link. Now, that is genius. Like, I wish we'd done that over and over again before we embarked on what we did. I think this is a brilliant way. Like I say, if you've already had some clients, but you're not, you're struggling with client acquisition, you're struggling with what to write on your website, this is a brilliant way of getting information from people if you feel uncomfortable offering them a coaching call because you've already got a price on that. this is a really good way of getting in front. If somebody replies to that saying, "Oh, it sounds amazing," and they do the survey, you can actually then send them a voice note. And what came out for me with How is that, some of my more distant friends were really engaged with what I was doing and were really, really helpful. Whereas some of the people closest to me were not that engaged with what I was doing. So by putting this out into your WhatsApp groups, you never know who is going to be out there and who will be able to support you. I love this. Just to show you the beauty of ChatGPT, I'm also going to ask it to do something else. This is amazing. You've got to rub its ego. Thank you so much. I would like to write a blog and newsletter about this. Could you help me plan one? Could you help me write it? Could write it, please. Let's just be bold and see what it says. There we go. And we've now taken, and obviously it remembers everything that's already written, and it's starting to come up with ideas. Now, if you're logged in, this memory stays with you. So it is able to remember the conversations and pull information from that too. So you've got yourself the basis of a blog post here. Again, every time I demonstrate ChatGPT, I wonder why I don't use it more. And I write my own stuff and then I put it in there. But it's just brilliant. And like I say, it's brainstorming. So blog post there, which is fantastic. Okay. The last thing I wanted to ask it, I would like to know the top 3 things that parents struggle with in terms of this transition. What do you think they are based on your research? So as a parent now, I'm reading this. Managing social media and its impact on mental health. Fair. Dealing with the pressure of academic expectations. Not so much for me. Navigating friendship and social dynamics. 100%. Okay. So I hope that helps. I am always blown away. It's always evolving. It's better to work with it than fight against it. So I hope that helps.